Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons linked game. Last episode, Maverick completed the 7th dungeon, and with the completion of the 7th dungeon, he got the Rock's Cape, and the Rock's Cape will allow him to complete the Hero's Cave. So we'll be heading over to the Hero's Cave before we go looking for the 8th dungeon. Now, at the end of the Hero's Cave, we'll end up getting a ring. And the ring is exclusive to whatever Hero Cave you defeat. So there's a different ring at the end of the Hero's Cave in an Ages linked game, and a different Hero's Cave in a linked Seasons game. So, in order to 100% the game in one inventory, you would have to play both games twice. In a certain order. You'd have to go either Ages, Seasons, then use the hero secret that you get from defeating a linked Ages Seasons game. Use that hero secret to start a new Seasons game, and then finish a linked hero secret game in Ages. And that's basically what I'll be doing with data. So I'll be showing off all the different basically ways to complete the games. That's why you saw at the beginning of the episode there was a new file for data that I created between episodes, and that file had a Triforce symbol in the upper right corner. That's to show that it's a new game based on a hero secret. So basically the way I've been playing this game is with Maverick here, I did a base game, Oracle of Ages, and then I did a linked game, Oracle of Seasons. And with data, I did a base game, Oracle of Seasons, and then rather than do a linked game, Oracle of Ages, just straight linked game, I'm going to do a linked game starting from a hero secret. So we'll still be able to see all the changes that you get in a linked game, a linked Ages game, but we'll get to end the game though with a full inventory. So, speaking of inventory, we have the Rock's Cape now in our inventory, and that lets us finish off this final floor of the Hero's Cave. It's gonna basically end with a bunch of puzzles. Both brawn and brain, though. So this is a brain puzzle. We're going to have to figure out a way how to move pots to the different buttons. Have to push a bunch of these blocks into the pits, move them around. Alright, these 3 pots are free. We just have to move these blocks down here a little bit, and then we take a little shortcut here, which you have to jump around to push these the correct way. This will finally allow us to get the 4th pot to the 4th button. No Cane of Samara for Maverick in this world. So you had a brain puzzle, now we have a brawn puzzle. All you have to do is basically hit every single one of these buttons, and every time we hit the button, it summons 4 monsters. You have to defeat all the monsters from hitting all the buttons. And then now let a key fall down to allow us to head to the room to the right there. The room to the right is home to a really annoying boomerang puzzle. I know when I was playing the Hero's Cave last time, there was that puzzle where I had to turn all the orbs red using the magic boomerang. And I was like, this is a really tough and annoying, but it's not the most annoying boomerang puzzle. That most annoying boomerang puzzle is going to be the one in the room to the right. Now, normally it would be the most annoying puzzle, but I'm going to show a way you can cheese the puzzle to make it really, really easy. Magnetic gloves that they can make these guys move real easy by pulling off their masks. I also finally use the magnetic gloves to show how to defeat those flying magnets with the magnetic gloves. Basically, you can either pull them or push them away from you, and then hit them with your sword when they're either close enough that you pull them towards you, or when they're pushed all the way up to a wall and can't escape you. Bull's voices, defeat them easily with the flute. They hate music. And these stout forces will finish them off by hitting with the boomerang, stunning them. I guess it ended up really nice the way that things ended. The two enemy groups that needed the magnetic gloves to defeat were one after another. And I end with the enemy group that I need to defeat with the magic boomerang. So I guess the intended way is to throw the magic boomerang and maneuver it around that narrow passageway of blocks to hit that that crystal, turn it to red, and then that'll let the key drop to open the door to the south here. But an easy way to remember to do it is throw the boomerang to the left and then just walk down to the lower corner. And the boomerang, when you throw it, it doesn't pass through blocks. But when it's returning to you, the game don't care about blocks. It's all it cares about is you getting right back to your character. So it'll actually just fly right through those blocks that it would normally bounce off of, and it'll hit the orb, no problem. So this guy says, basically open the chests, and their location gives a clue to the order we're supposed to open them up. If we look at the chests, and then compare them to their position on the map compared to the dungeons, you'll notice that the chests are basically where each of the dungeons are in the overworld. So you just open them up based on the order of the chests. So Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, then 3, then 4. Dungeon 6 is in the upper left corner of the map. So Dungeon 7 is the lower left. And Dungeon 8 is right there. So yeah, all you have to do is basically open them up in the order corresponding to the location on the map. And we've completed the Hero's Cave. And we got another ring. We'll get that appraised then. We'll get that appraised later on in the episode, because there's still a few more rings that we can get. Actually, there's another ring that we can get, a new ring, the level 2 armor ring. We weren't able to get that earlier in the game because we need the Rocks cape to get it. That was the one up where Bigron is. On our way to Bigron, there's that one room in the cave that had a 3-wide lava pit. Now the other rock shape, we can cross that pit and get that other ring. Warp. So obviously, Dungeon 8 is going to be up in that area where we haven't explored yet. Technically, I guess it's not really up there. Dungeon 8, and maybe it's the reason why the Maku tree couldn't see what Dungeon 8 is, because Dungeon 8 is actually underground in Subrosia. But in order to get to the entrance that takes us to Dungeon 8 in Subrosia, we need to go through that section that I haven't explored yet. And that section is basically where the Temple of Seasons used to be when it was above ground. Basically right there to the north, read this sign, it will basically tell us that. Before we head to the Temple of Seasons, like I said, we want to head over to get that last ring from Goron Mountain. And then we'll head back to the village, get those rings appraised, and we want to get another Gasha seed from the Maku tree. As the Maku tree matures, of course, different Gasha seeds will sprout. The most important seed that the Maku tree is making is the Maku seed. And that seed is necessary to dispel the darkness that keeps us out of Onyx's castle. Onyx's castle is the 4 tiles at the very left of the block of tiles that were still darkened out on our map. No use going there without the Maku seed, though, because you just get kicked out. Basically, it's like the power of darkness is, too much, and it just kicks you out. But in order to make that Maku seed, we first have to get, like I said, the last essence of nature. So when I start that new game with Data there with the hero secret, it's funny because you talk with the Maku tree, And he's really tiny. He's like really small. As you can see, he's growing bigger every essence that we get. Bigger and stronger. Strong enough, like I said, to eventually make that Megu seed. We're gonna get to see the Megu seed, the almost completed Megu seed right there. And we get this last Gasha seed. Get a few different seeds here from the tree. And we'll head out of the tree and appraise those rings, and then we'll head back up to where the temple was before it fell down to Subrosia. So basically find the rooms of the temple above ground. And it's basically just a small little puzzle that you have to solve. In order to solve it, you need all the different powers of the Rod of Seasons. Let's praise. So we're finally finished with a linked game from a linked secret, not a hero secret. You'll end up with 60 rings in total, which you almost have here with Maverick. The final 4 rings you get when you do a linked game from a hero secret. Because you get the victory ring, you start off a hero secret game with the victory ring, which you get from defeating Ganon. And then you get the other 3 exclusive rings from a specific game that you finish second. Alright, let's head on up to the temple. Red Ring makes these knights really, really easy. Red Ring and level 3 sword. Temple of Seasons. Right. So we head to the Temple of Seasons. First thing we want to do is head to the right, and we're going to find a stump. And we want to reach that entrance to Subrosia there. But to reach that entrance to Subrosia, we're going to have to change the season twice. First from fall, first to fall, and then next to winter. We need to change it to fall here, because over to the left, there's a passageway that is full of holes. And even with the Pegasus Seeds and the Rocks Cape, you won't be able to get past all these holes. So we need to make it fall, because in the fall, leaves sometimes fall down and fill in the holes. So it fills all these gaps here. That gets us to another stump. And from this stump, we're going to have to change it to winter, because then winter will allow us to cross over those rocks there and get to that entrance to Subrosia that we saw earlier. Change it to winter, snow will pile up, allow us to walk over some rocks that were blocking the way. And it'll get us down to Subrosia. It's not the entrance to Subrosia that'll take us to level 8 though. It instead takes us to a volcano where we're going to see a Subrosian throwing a bunch of stuff into the volcano. He's just having fun throwing different things in there. He throws a map. Sadly, you can't get any of the items that he's throwing off. So like, yeah, you can't equip like your Rocks Cape and jump up and grab, you know, the rings or the rupees that he's throwing. You have to throw a bomb in there. I tried to throw a bomb chew in there, but the bomb chew goes off on its own. I don't know if I can set it off the bomb chew, but like I said, obviously you can't. But we want to set off the bomb because it sets off this volcano, and the ramifications of it are going to be felt in the overworld as well. It's basically going to fill a bunch of places up with lava, and it's basically going to destroy a whole bunch of trees. Specifically, the tree we needed to destroy is the tree on this screen up here in the upper left, because those trees block the entrance to the northern part of the temple that takes us to the entrance to Subrosia that leads to level 8. So let's head back up to the temple here. And we got a little bit of a preview of some stuff that's going to change. We saw a screen to the lower right where we'll need a vine to climb up. So that's basically your clue to We're gonna have to change the season to summer then, when the vines grow. And we got another piece of heart. Get our last piece of heart then when we get the heart container in level 8. Let's make our way to the southeast corner of this temple here. To that room where I said we need to make the vine appear. Here we are. This is the vine this is the stump we used to change the seasons of fall in the beginning. Now we're going to change it to summer. And that'll make a vine grow over here. So we can climb up to the next screen where those trees were that I said that we had to destroy to reach the entrance to Subrosia, where level 8 is. So we climb on up. All the trees are gone, so we can make a bunch of different jumps here. Head over this next screen. And that will take us into a cave that takes us to the northern end of the temple. And from the north part of the temple, that's where we can get to Subrosia. So I have a few little caves we gotta go through here first. Magnetic gloves. Across the gap. And head on up. Need the rocks feather up here, and need to push a few blocks around. Nothing difficult, just push the blocks around. See, as I struggle to push the blocks around, but not many places you can place them. So after a few tries, you'll get it. All right, we're up in the north part of the temple. We're gonna have to go back underground though in a little bit. Into another cave. These guys, level 4 sword, a level 3 sword with the red ring, doubling damage. Makes things so much easier. Enemies spawn so quickly. I just went to south here just so I can cut down all these bushes. Obsessive compulsionist says I have to cut down all the bushes. But if you don't feel like cutting down all the bushes, you could just went on the screen, the north entrance on the screen, the previous screen. Okay, I cut down all the bushes. Now I'm back outside. Don't want to fall down there. That takes us back to where we got the last heart piece. As you can see, only those 4 screens to the left there. That's where Onyx's castle is. But before we can go there, let's go to level 8. Right up here. We always saw this screen before, but we couldn't get to it. Notice the eyes, they move as you move. So if you move to the right, they'll look over to the left. And as you can see, Subrosia's map is completely full. As we enter level 8, Zelda appears. Zelda, no! Zelda, no! Don't leave the refuge. Not now. Let go of me. I can't stand by while the people live in fear of destruction. No matter how frightening it is, you must not lose hope. Hope is the one thing that can lead you to peace. And this is level 8. We'll be heading into it in our next episode. Take care, have a good one. I'll see you then. Also go back and just talk with Zelda before resetting and coming back here. So when I equip the snowshoe ring, that's going to make life a lot easier. So take care, see you in the next episode. Bye!